everybody, welcome back to our channel. So today's video I'm doing Karoline's 15-month update. So a lot has happened with Karoline since her last update when she was 12 months old. She ended up getting RSV in October and she was hospitalized for 10 days with the RSV, and the RSV really took a toll on her. So once she was discharged from the hospital, her doctor's office was able to get her approved to get the Synagis shot. She gets that once a month, and that just gives her antibodies just in case she does get RSV again. That will help her fight it. So she'll get that shot once a month until RSV season is over. The next thing I wanted to update about is Karoline did get referred to an ENT, and that is just so she could do a routine checkup on her hearing. A lot of kids with Down syndrome, they do have some kind of hearing loss, and that is just because their piping to their ears is just very small compared to a child that does not have Down syndrome. So when we went to the ENT appointment, she has a lot of fluid that is built up in both of her ears. They said that could be from her having the RSV, or it could be from just her ears can't drain properly because of the piping being so small. We go back in February to figure out if she does have the true hearing loss or if it's just because of the fluid buildup. So if she does just have the fluid buildup in her ears and her ears aren't draining properly, then she's gonna have to have surgery just so she can get some tubes put in her ears to help everything drain so she can hopefully hear, unless it is actually true hearing loss. And then we'll talk about if she needs to get a hearing aid or what the next steps are for her with that. So Karoline is still receiving physical therapy and speech. In physical therapy, they are helping her get her legs stronger and her core stronger right now, so she can eventually put some weight on her legs and be able to stand by herself. Because right now she's not standing. She doesn't have like a typical crawl. She kind of just army crawls to get herself from point A to point B. She is sitting on her own still, and then she does wave, but she loves putting everything in her mouth, as you can tell. And so if anybody has any good toy ideas that can help her, I'd appreciate it. So Karoline is not eating anything by mouth, and she doesn't get anything put into her G-tube, so she strictly J-tube fed. And right now she is still on a infant formula, and we are slowly transitioning her to a pediatric formula. But she is only 17 pounds, so she's kind of just been hanging around the same weight for several months, and they're hoping, her pediatrician is hoping that when we get her switched over to the infant formula, it just or the pediatric formula, it just has more calories for her, and she will start gaining weight more appropriately. But she still goes to bed at around 8 o'clock, and then she doesn't wake up until 8 o'clock the next morning, so she still gets her 12 hours of sleep uninterrupted every single night. And she only takes one nap a day, so she usually takes a nap around noon or a little bit before noon, and then she sleeps for about 2 to 3 hours for her nap. So she is a good sleeper, and she sleeps through everything: the vacuum, her crazy sisters yelling and screaming and running around, and she's always been a really good sleeper for us from the very beginning. So we did go to Boston last week. The way that we were going every 2 to 3 weeks, flying up there so they could just dilate her esophagus and open it up. And they would dilate it and then do some steroid injections into her esophagus, and then sometimes they would even do incisional therapy where they'll cut all around her esophagus to try to keep it open. However, when she got sick with the RSV, We are not allowed to take her up there for 6 weeks from when she got the RSV, just because she's at more risk when she goes under anesthesia for something to happen once she's been sick. We were eventually able to go back up there. Are you telling him about it? So we were able to go up there last week, and her esophagus, from not being able to get dilated every couple of weeks, it has shrunk all the way down to basically it's almost closed. So when they went to go dilate it, and if you're not familiar with that, they stick a balloon into her throat. They do it to the top, middle, and the bottom of her esophagus. And once they stuck that balloon in the top of her esophagus to expand it and open it, her esophagus ended up tearing a little bit. And then they could not get the scope and the balloon down any further than the top part of her esophagus. That was very discouraging, and they decided that she is going to need a big surgery, and it's an esophagus stricture resection surgery. That is going to be in February. We do have a surgery date for her, but we're just going to keep it to ourselves for now until it gets a little bit closer. And we have a meeting with her actual surgeon in January to discuss the details of her surgery, how long we'll be out there, and just the logistics of everything. So we will actually not be going back to Boston until her surgery. The way that they explained it to me when we were there last week is, since they have dilated her just the top half of the esophagus, because they didn't want to go any further than the top half since they couldn't get the scope in, that basically they need the dilation to wear off and they need the tear to completely heal before they go in there and cut her open again. They said it's going to be a long surgery, and she will be paralyzed for a certain amount of time again. Everything's kind of timeline and all that is just kind of up in the air with how long everything's going to take or how she's going to heal. So we'll see what that looks like in January when we talk to the surgeon. And then once we get up there, it's always a game changer when Karoline is actually in the surgery, and once she's paralyzed, and waking her up and all that stuff is going to be a whole new thing. But we're just trying to prepare ourselves to go through that again with her, and we know everything's gonna work out the way it needs to. So we're just taking it day by day and just getting all the snuggles in now and just enjoying every moment that we have with her, that she is home and awake and pulling my hair. I need that back, girl, because you can't put that in your mouth. Are you trying to dada? The mommy's taking the hair away. But I don't think I have much more to update on. So those are a couple big things. She might have surgery on her ears to get tubes in. She's going to have another surgery on her esophagus. But other than those two things, she's been doing really good. And we've just been trying to keep her safe and not get sick this season, since she's already been really sick once. But she is still our sweet little Karoline, even though now she likes to tell us how it is sometimes. And she gets mad if we take certain things away from her. Yes, are you telling me that you don't want me to take the string away? So she's getting a little sleepy because it's about her nap time. So I'm going to try to get her to sleep. I will hopefully give you guys another update when I talk to the surgeon and figure out all the details of what's gonna happen with little Miss Thing. Huh? Are you gonna say bye? Look. You gonna say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look. Look. You can say bye-bye. All right, well, I guess that is going to end this video on her 15-month update, and we will see you guys in our next video. Say